Find the mass of solute in 28 milliliters of 0.045 mole per liter calcium hydroxide. Now, there are 3 steps to solve this question. Step 1. Convert volume of solution from 28 milliliters to liters. Step 2. Calculate the amount of solute in moles. And step 3 is to convert the moles of solute to grams of solute. Now step 1. Convert 28 milliliters to liters. Now in order to convert milliliters to liters, we need to use a proportion consisting of ratios of milliliter to liters. Now the first ratio should consist of known values, and the known values are 1000 milliliters divided by 1 liter equals 28 milliliters divided by X, where X represents the amount of liters in 28 milliliters. Now, in order to solve this proportion, we need to cross multiply. So 1000x equals 28. Therefore, x equals 28 divided by 1000. X equals 0.028. Hence, volume of solution is 0.028 liters. Now step 2 is to calculate the amount of solute in moles. Now a formula that you should know is C equals N divided by V, where C is the molar concentration in moles per liter. N is the amount of solute in moles, and V is the volume of the solution in liters. Now, in order to determine the amount of solute in moles, which is N, we need to rearrange this formula to determine N. Now, when you rearrange this formula, N will be equal to C times V. Now, in order to find N, we need to substitute values and solve for N. Now, C, which is the molar concentration, is given in the question. So the molar concentration is 0.045 moles per liter. So C is equal to 0.045, and V is calculated in the previous step. So we have calculated V in step 1, and V is 0.028. So N equals 0.045 times 0.028. And using your calculator, you will find out that the value of N is 0.0013. Hence, the amount of moles of calcium hydroxide in the solution is 0.0013 moles. Now step 3 is to convert 0.0013 moles of calcium hydroxide to grams of calcium hydroxide. In order to do this, we must first determine the molar mass of calcium hydroxide, and we must use the periodic table. Now the relative atomic mass of calcium is 40.08. The relative atomic mass of oxygen is 16.00 and the relative atomic mass of hydrogen is 1.01. Therefore, the molar mass of calcium hydroxide equals 40.08 plus 16 times 2 because we have 2 atoms of oxygen plus 1.01 times 2 because we have 2 atoms of hydrogen. When you add these values, you will find out that the molar mass of calcium hydroxide is 74.1 grams. Now, in order to convert 0.0013 moles of calcium hydroxide to grams of calcium hydroxide, we must use a proportion consisting of ratios of moles of calcium hydroxide to grams of calcium hydroxide. And our first ratio should consist of known values. 1 moles equals 74.1 grams. So our first ratio would be 1 mole divided by 74.1. And that will be equal to 0.0013 moles divided by X, where X represents the amount of grams in 0.0013 moles of calcium hydroxide. Now, in order to solve this proportion, we need to cross multiply. So X times 1 equals 0.013 times 74.1. Now, using your calculator, you will find out that the value of X is 0.096. Hence, the mass of solute in 28 milliliters of 0.045 mole per liter calcium hydroxide is 0.096 grams.